Assalamualaikum and hello YouTube, my name is Nur Muhammad from Animash and I'm back with another some sort of SOTC maybe, but yeah, you know what, I'm just gonna call this video I'm just gonna be giving it a title of I love my Seikos, but until how much or how much do I love my Seikos, right? So it's gonna be either that too, but you know what, you see on the table right here we have all of my Seikos, or basically my Seiko plus my wife's Seikos, and I'm just gonna talk about it in a few minutes, and let's just discuss it in the comment section below on how much do you love your Seikos, right? So before we do that, let's do a quick wristwatch check. Today I am wearing my latest G-Shock acquisition. I haven't got any G-Shock for the past maybe 2 years, I think. So the last one that I've got is the G-Shock Rangeman, and I've sold that because I didn't really use it. And yeah, this is the GWB 5600. Was it DC? I can't remember, but I've done an unboxing video of this particular watch, and do check that out. And I will be wearing this watch for about 2 or 3 weeks or even 1 month before I give it a full review, right? So let's get back to the topic for today's discussion, is how much I love my Seikos, right? So let's start with the one and only that started all this journey of going into the deep rabbit hole of watch collecting, or to be precise, Seiko watch collecting, right? So this is the one that started it all. This is the SRP-K1, SRP-313K1, or the Seiko Monster, Dracula, Seiko Monster Shark Tooth, or whatever you want to call it. This is the second generation of the Seiko Monster, and in my opinion, the best Seiko Monster ever made, right? So it's very simple. You've got this unique Seiko Monster case with that 4R36 movement, hand winding, and hacking, and the rest is history, right? So I've recently checked out the Amdala version of the Seiko Monster, but I still prefer this one, although it doesn't have any sapphire crystal. But yeah, still, this is the best of the Seiko Monsters in my opinion. And yeah, this is what started it all. That is why it will never be leaving my collection, right? So this is the first one. The second one is this SNK, the Seiko 5 SNK 807 or 805, can't really remember. So this is my first attempt to lure my wife into the mechanical watch collecting hobby. So this is the first watch that I bought her. All right, so the next one is I think this is called the SNK E51 or 53, I can't remember. Alright, so this is also the wife that bought the Seiko that I've bought her on her birthday. So we've got two of them. So this is the black one and this is the white one. So the same thing, but you can see that this is a lot more sportier and this is a lot more dressier. That is why I put this white one on a leather strap, but on the black one I've put it on this super stretchy pajama Nero style from Blue Shark. Right, so the next one is another big purchase, or basically the most expensive watch that I have in my collection. This is my Seiko SRP-821 Paddy, right? So this when it went into production, or when Seiko launched this thing, in the first month I've made a down payment to get this particular watch. I've never done that before, putting down a down payment for a watch. But yeah, this is the one that got into my head, and still I think until this day this is the best looking Seiko turtle ever made in my opinion, right? So that is my Seiko Diver number 2, right? So next up is this another dress watch, another Seiko 5. This 3 is my wife's Seiko 5. This is my first ever Seiko 5, which is the dressy SNK L45. That for me is a perfect alternative for this SARB 033, although many people doesn't really agree with me on that, but yeah, still for me this is an alternative, right? So next up is another Seiko diver, which is this is the Seiko Monster Generation 4, right? So this is of course a present from my wife. Again, I'm never going to be selling this one because yeah, it brings a lot of memories to me. But yeah, some people call this version a boring monster. For me, it is a grown-up man monster, and yeah, I still love it, right? So Nang, and the latest Seiko acquisition is this field watch look SNK 381K1, which has exactly the same case as the SNK L45, but can you see that? Same exact case but different dial, just give it a totally different appearance and totally different character, if you know what I mean, right? So, but is that really the end of my love for Casio? How much or how would I go to get more, to enjoy my Seiko, right? So, you know what? It's not the only way that you can enjoy your Seiko. Why don't you go for micro brands, right? So this is the Mas Irukanji watch that has been given to me by the owner of the Mas watches, or Matt from Mas watches. This one is using the NH35 movements. I think he gave it to me somewhere in November 2019, right? So NH35 inside the watch. And next up is of course the AliExpress watches, right? So the AliExpress watches, we have the Proxima, and homage to the Seiko Marine Master, of course, Seiko NH35 movement in it, but it mimics the Seiko Marine Master, which is quite a huge and chunky watch, right? So okay, next up is another Seiko homage. This time around, it is the Seiko's Tuna homage. Again, this is again using the Seiko NH35, and inside this thing is the of course, a Seiko NH35, and this is from Still Life, right? So let's put it there. I think after that I've got, this is the brand that many love to hate on YouTube. This is Filippo Loretti, and inside here we have the Seiko VK3063, which is a quartz chronograph movement, right? So let's put it over there. Okay, and what's next? Oh yeah, my Hamdallah. This is another homage watch from AliExpress or from China. This is also using Seiko NH35, and the case mimics the Seiko 6105. And if you want to buy that 6105, the modern iteration of this Seiko 6105, is going to cost you $1,000 or more, which I'm not really going to be spending that much on a Seiko anyway. And next up is this Saint Martin, whichever that you want to call it. This is also an homage of 6105 8000 series, also using the Seiko NH35. What's next is my only pilot watch, or maybe that is also the SNK 807 is also a pilot's watch, but it's not mine, it's my wife's. So this is a pilot watch from Addis Dive. This is a mix of homage between the IWC Mark 18 and the Spitfire. And the latest Seiko movement watch, right, is the Zilas Swordfish 40mm, which I've recently reviewed. And okay, so now do you see where my love for Seiko has brought me into? Tons of watches that is of course from Seiko, and tons of watches that is using Seiko movement, right? So basically my rule is very simple. As long as it is not $500 or more, I would still buy a Seiko. But if it is more than $500, I'm not really going to buy Seikos. I would go for Swiss made watches, or even maybe German made watches. But so that is how I roll into this Seiko world, right? So what do you guys think? How do you collect your Seikos? Do you like to have a few Seikos with in this type of collection, or if you like to have these homage watches? Please do let me know how much do you love your Seikos, right? So before we go, let's do a quick loom check. Of course, we have tons of watches here, and if you guys note that all of these watches have excellent loom and some a bit of poor loom, but still all of them have loom, and that is also the reason why I love these watches, right? So let's do the loom check. Boom. Alright, check that out, guys. Check that out. That is a loom heaven for you guys, loom junkies out there. Okay, so if you like this kind of video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more future video reviews such as this one, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Stay safe. Bye bye.